The Bible talks about a worldwide flood, of a worldwide flood, of a worldwide flood. If there really was a worldwide flood, what would the evidence be? Now you guys are singing with me. Billions of dead things buried in rock layers laid down by water all over the earth. Billions of dead things buried in rock layers laid down by water all over the earth. Well, there really was a worldwide flood. Just look at the stony curse with billions of dead things buried in rock layers laid down by water all over the earth. The Bible talks about Noah and the ark and the worldwide flood where the world was judged. If there really was a worldwide flood, what would the evidence be? Billions of dead things buried in rock layers laid down by water all over the earth. Billions of dead things buried in rock layers laid down by water all over the earth. Well, there really was a worldwide flood. Just look at the stony curse with billions of dead things buried in rock layers laid down by water all over the earth. The Bible talks about a worldwide flood. Could the fossils be the proof we see? If there really was a worldwide flood, what would the evidence be? Billions of dead things buried in rock layers laid down by water all over the earth. Billions of dead things buried in rock layers laid down by water all over the earth. Well, there really was a worldwide flood. Just look at the stony curse with billions of dead things buried in rock layers laid down by water all over the earth. What else is evidence of a worldwide flood? Billions of dead things buried in rock layers. And yes, when you bury wood, a typical wood called lignin, and mix it with water and acidic clay, heated in a sealed container to 150 degrees centigrade or about 300 degrees Fahrenheit, you can produce brown coal in just 2 to 8 months. This was according to National Argon Laboratory up in Chicago. And so, wait a minute, did it take millions of years for them to do it? They said 2 to 8 months. I decided to make coal in my house. And I discovered that if I put a piece of a pipe, cap on each end, a piece of wood in it, and then a piece of dowel rod. I didn't have lignin, so I just had to use common wood. And then filled it up with water, put the cap in, put it in the oven. Okay, so I lost it. It's in the garage somewhere. Now, the kitchen is very neat, but my garage is not quite as neat. And someplace in the garage is that little piece of wood that almost became coal. And the story goes like this. I started in about the first week of March and got into April when it was air conditioning season. And my wife for 3 weeks had been baking everything, even though the recipe said 450 degrees. She was baking everything at 304 degrees, and she says, Floyd, this has got to stop. We're running the air conditioner and this oven at the same time. This is dumb. And we're looking at the expected electric bill, and I says, yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe I should just take National Argon Lab's report at face value. Anyway, so if I find that, that's going to be on this slide, but I don't have that. Well, what else happened during the flood? I think a lot of people, dinosaurs and people and vegetation got buried. And down in Texas and a few other places around the world, there are vast areas of dinosaur bone beds. Why are there animal fossils, fish fossils, on top of Mount Everest? Well, I think the Bible said something about the world being completely covered with water. That would explain that one. Did it take millions of years of the right conditions to form Grand Canyon? The textbook says over millions of years, Colorado River has carved out Grand Canyon out of solid rock. Well, you can see all those nice rock layers. The evolutionists will tell you, and this is what they taught me when I went to take geology in college. They told me that it took millions of years of volcanic dust and cosmic dust bombarding the earth over millions of years to form these rock layers. Well, I have another explanation. I think it was done very rapidly by Noah's flood. Textbook says Colorado River has cut through layer upon layer of rock over millions of years. This is the Colorado River drainage basin, and if you dammed up the Colorado River, two lakes would be formed, Grand Lake and Hoppy Lake. And the point to remember here is the elevation. By the way, you see an aerial view of that area of Grand Canyon. And the white area is snow on top of the mountain tops. And you'll see that the Colorado River enters at 2,800 feet and leaves at an elevation of 1,800 feet. How does a river start at 2,800 feet and leave at 1,800 feet and cross a mountain range at 6,900 feet? Well, it doesn't. Unless the elevation of the water at the beginning of the cutting of Grand Canyon was at 6,000 or 7,000 feet. If it were 7,000 feet after Noah's flood and the water receded off the earth, then that Keobab uplift, which is that whitened area, that Keobab uplift could have been eroded very, very rapidly within days, just like the erosion that occurred at Mount St. Helens in just a matter of days. Very similar situation. Colorado River enters at 2,800 feet and leaves at 1,800 foot elevation. Did the Colorado River cut through layer upon layer over millions of years? No, I think that's a lie in the textbook. You see, if somebody says to you, once upon a time or over a period of millions of years, you need to be asking him, were you there? Did you see it happen? Can you make it happen again? Do you believe it by evidence or do you believe it by faith?